Okay, so obvious if you're following along. If you're not, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But obviously I finished my base, put my contour, my bronzer, my blush, and here we are. I also obviously did my eyes and my lips. I did not finish my eyes, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because I want to show you how you can turn a sort of daytimey. For me, this is a daytime look into an evening look. Very simple. What I'm using for my eyes is the Natasha Denona My Dream Palette. I just recently got this and I cannot stop reaching for it. It literally is the best eyeshadow palette. The formulas are chef's kiss, but then again, so is all Natasha Denona palettes. All right, so hold on one second because I can't find my eyeliner. It was right in front of my face. You know, that's how it be. All right, so before we do that, we need to do our brows. And why do we do our brows? Because our eyebrows frame our face. Okay, so with your eyebrows done, however you choose to do them, it's going to, you know, make your whole look come together. So we're gonna use some e.l.f. It's like, I think it's like $8, $10. It's really cheap and it's clear. It's a clear, they call it a brow lamination gel. Let me fix my mirror. So just go through. I have really fine eyebrows, hairs, and it's hard to get them to stay up. So kind of run it back and forth through your eyebrow hair. And, you know, adjust them to the shape that you want. If you want to be in the eyebrow trend thing where your eyebrows are all sticking up, you can do that. Kind of over that. So we're gonna even it out like that. And then you have a couple of options. Now, if you prefer a more natural, sorry, my nose is running. If you prefer a more natural, like hair-like look, this is the most perfect. I have not run across, and this is not a sponsorship. I was not gifted this. I purchased it with my own money. This has been the best. This is the Anastasia Micro Stroke Brow Pen. So it looks like this, just like a little fine tip pen. And you just go in where you have sparse hairs and sort of flick it like that. And you can draw in little hairs. It's very, very cool. The other option, hold on one sec because I have to grab it. Okay, so if you prefer that more, I don't know what it was called, like the 2016 sort of blocked off, very, I don't know, the words are escaping me. So anyway, we're gonna take Anastasia, what is this called? It's been around forever. It is the Dip Brow Pomade, okay? And you're gonna get you a little eyebrow brush with a little spoolie on the back, right? This is really easy to do, but it just depends on your preference. So I'm going to sort of outline under the brows, which some people don't think you should. I don't care. I know what I like. And then we're gonna sort of outline the top, and I've gone way too high. I don't want my brows that big. Okay, so we're shaping them, and then we're gonna fill them in. Right here, we're gonna do some little hair-like things going on. And then the rest, we're just gonna fill it in. Not too much, because we still wanna look like we have hairs. We don't want blocked eyebrows, because it's not what eyebrows look like, right? So basically it's gonna look like that. You can fine tune it. I'm trying to be quick, so you know. And then if you want this kind of faded out to look a little less, I don't know, made up, you can just take your spoolie. Well, you can do that all the way through, actually. Gives it a little more natural look. So there you go. And then if you choose to, you can take a little, I don't know, a little brush like that's thin, and take a little concealer and kind of carve out the eyebrow so it looks a little more, if you want that 2016-ish type look. Okay, I'm gonna pause while I finish my other eyebrow, and then I'll be back. Okay, there we go, we're finished. And if it's too blocky, excuse me, too blocky looking for you, you can take your pen and add some little hairs in there and make it look a little more natural. This is not a very natural eyebrow look, but I do like it, and it stays. That pomade will stay. It's not gonna rub off your face or, you know, dissipate throughout the day. The pen doesn't either, but sometimes the gels don't always hold throughout the day. All right, so we're gonna turn this into a nighttime look. So this is, I do this with a daytime look or a nighttime look, and I'll explain to you why as soon as I finish sharpening it. You can use any waterproof eyeliner pencil that you like. This is Prada. Oh, why did I throw that away? This is Prada. It's not as expensive as it sounds, but it's just a really, really good eyeliner. I want to get a good sharp point to it. So I can do this without doing this, but if you're new to tight lining, what you're going to do is you are going to not only get the waterline here, right? But you're going to sort of push it into your eyelashes. And the reason is it sort of gives the illusion of, and it does actually thicken the base of your lashes, which makes them look more voluminous, more thick. And it just gives an overall prettier look, as I'll show you when I'm done here. Here, I'll pause while I do it. And it definitely will look better once we have our mascara on too. So I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be back. Whoop. So this is what we're working with. It's kind of difficult to see some of those shimmers. This one right here is actually a duochrome, which it's really hard to show you in the light, but it kind of flips from that sort of, I don't know, pinky type shade to a gold. It's what I have on my center eyelid, but anyway, it's a beautiful shade. This is actually just a phenomenal palette because you have shades like this, and this, and this. There's a lot of very neutral shades like this that you can just do an everyday neutral. You can do a one shade, one and done type of thing, or you can mix shades like I've done here. I used this one here, across, and here, and I left the center open. And then I used this kind of through here and a little through here and under here, and then I used this in the center. So what we're gonna do to kind of make this a sort of an evening look, or you know, you can wear it during the day. There's really no rules. You do you, whatever makes you feel good, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you like in your makeup, do it, you know. Robert Welsh always says there are no rules to makeup, but there are theories. And if you want to know what that means, I would suggest doing a little research, because it's a little in-depth. Most important thing that I can stress when doing eyeshadow is to blend, blend, blend. That is going to be your most important thing, because if you've got a big block of color, kind of how I feel like I do here, blend it out. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. You're not going to blend it away unless it's really cheap eyeshadow, in which case then you'll have to just add more. But you want it to look soft. You don't want any harsh lines, right? Unless you're doing a look that, you know, you want harsh lines, but that's very unlikely that you're going to want to do that. All right, so I'm going to take a very small brush. This is a Rephr 13. This is like my favorite brush. I don't know, it's easy to get into the lines. We're going to go into this sort of purpley, I don't know, it's not really purple. I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's got a purple, it's got purple in it, but it's more like a burgundy type of shade, I guess. And we're gonna put that on the outside corner, as it were, of the eye, and I'm gonna kind of blend here and up a little in here, a little bit higher than the crease. So it's, in my case, because my crease is, you know, I don't have a lot of brow space between my eyelid and my eyebrows, so I'm gonna put some of it on the brow bone and blend it there. And I'm going to bring it out a little, because I want to lift my eye. I want it to go up. I want everything on my face to get lifted, because as you know, when you get older, everything kind of starts drooping. So we use makeup to give the illusion of a more lifted look. And don't be afraid, like I just did, don't be afraid to use your fingers to do something like that, to, you know, straighten that line. I guess that's the best way I can put it, straighten that line. Or, you know, you can use a brush, of course, you know, to just do that. You want a really straight line. If you struggle with, I don't want to use that, wait a minute, hold on one sec. Struggle with getting a lifted look without it looking all sloppy, take a paper of sorts, like this is just a Macy's ad, take it like this, and do this. You're gonna get a super straight line. I'm using the wrong end of the brush, but you get the idea. Yeah, just do this. Any extra is gonna end up on the card or paper or whatever it is you're using. There's tape. You can use tape. You can take a piece of Scotch tape and just line it up right here, right? Leave it on there until you're done. Whatever works for you, okay? I'm gonna do the other eye. And I'm gonna pause while I do this because I don't think anybody wants to continue. It takes me forever to do my makeup. The one thing I want to stress is when you're holding a card here, try not to push too hard because as you can see, I left a little indentation, which eventually will go away, but it looks bad right now. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I do use a card every now and again when I want a really sharp line. And when I don't, like I said, I will take, where'd it go? This is crazy. I just oh, it's right here. I will take a brush, clean brush, or a brush with just a little bit of concealer and just straighten out the line. All right, very easy. Okay, so now we've got a little bit darker here, but what we're gonna do next is what's gonna change the whole picture. If I can find my brush. I'm so discombobulated right now, y'all, if you couldn't tell. You know, first using the wrong side of the brush. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and use some black. This is the very, very black. If you are a little intimidated by black, you could use, say, this really, really deep purple burgundy color and get a similar effect. What I'm gonna do, I'm literally just going to tap and knock it off because it is very pigmented black and I don't want it to go super crazy. 1, 2, 3. I didn't tap, so you can see how much pigment is in that black, right? Okay, so basically you're going to follow the same little protocol as we did with that sort of burgundy purple shade, right? But we don't want to cover what we just did. We're just sort of adding to it, but leaving that other color sort of on the edge, if that makes sense. See what I mean? Like you can still see the other shade around the black. And if you do it right, you won't even need to use an eyeliner. But me being me and being excessive, sorry. I love Kendrick Lamar. So, okay, you get the idea. I will tighten up and finish it, and I'll do the other eye, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna take a big, fluffy, soft, this is a natural bristle brush. I think it's goat, but I'm not certain. I mean, most of my brushes are goat hair, but anyway. And I am just going to gently, very softly, I'm not putting any pressure, just gently. Now I'm getting fallout here. Okay, so gently blend that. And I can see here that I've got more black on this eye than I have on this eye. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit just right here. God, I barely even touched it, and it added so much pigment. This is such a great palette. And if you find that you have kind of over shaded those other colors that you wanted, you can still go back and add more around the black. So take your brush, dip into whatever color, like in this case it's that burgundy purple shade, and we're gonna just tap around that black, right? So it's still there. Okay. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little bit of this sort of light peachy color. It's a lot more pigmented than it looks. So I'm just gonna tap in there twice. And I'm just gonna tap a little bit up here. Just to give a little contrast. And I like to use this color under the eye, especially as we get older. Having a light, like a light brown or a very light natural color underneath our eyes really does help. It helps to open the eye, but it just makes it look, I don't know, less old. All right, and then, okay, let's say you want to transition completely from a day to night, right? We've done this. Now, let's take this shade here. I'm going to use my finger because, quite frankly, fingers work best. And I am going to bring this almost all the way across. Apologies for this just kind of gross song because I didn't even realize what he was saying. And I don't have a way to switch it from where I am because Google somehow doesn't hear me when I tell it to skip unless, you know, I'm saying something completely different. Then she'll hear me. Yes, I said she because she has, you know, a female voice. Okay, we're still not completely there. We're still not completely nighttime. Yes, this is getting long. All right, now we're gonna take our sharpened black eyeliner, waterproof. Make sure it's waterproof. First, we're gonna do the waterline, just like we used to do back in the day, but we're gonna take it a little bit below the lash line. Maybe, I don't know why it's not, there we go. And then we're gonna get a smudge brush and we're gonna smudge that very gently. We don't wanna go too far down. Just a little bit. gently, 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 just under. We just want a little bit of a smudge there. We don't want a harsh line, and we don't want it just on the waterline, because that will make your eyes look, you know, unless that's what you want. If you want your eyes to look more closed, then by all means do that. And we're going to smudge it out just a little bit up to the outer line and sort of blend it into that black there. And I'm going to do the same here. What is going on? Okay, I don't know, my eyeliner has apparently got a buildup of eyeshadow on it, so it's not blending right at the moment. I'm gonna have to resharpen it. But in any case, here we are, we got it going. And we want it so that we can still see that sort of peachy brown shade underneath, but we have that smudged line that we're gonna blend out and in right here. Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna finish it. Yes, 25 minutes later, we're gonna finish it. We're gonna take our mascara. Before I say, if you want to use an eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner, by all means, go for it. You can just sort of add that peak right there to make the eye look like it's going down in the front. If I'm making sense. If we want our eye like this, then yeah, go ahead, make your little, I guess you could call it a little bird's beak or a little arrow in the corner, like that. You don't have to do your whole eye with liquid liner if you don't want to. But if you want that, well, now I messed it up, so I gotta fix it right here. Meh. Okay, so yeah, if you want, you can draw a wing right here going up. I'm not doing that because I gotta go to the doctor today and I'm not trying to look like I'm going out to the club. So anyway, take your mascara, and listen, for my girls who are in my generation, remember back in the day, I don't want to do it with this because I don't want to ruin it. Okay, we'll use the concealer, but remember how we used to do this before we applied our mascara? Yeah, we don't do that. I don't know why we ever did that, but all it's gonna do is end up pushing air into your mascara and drying it out a lot faster. And if you're using something like this, Armani, or Dior or something like that, those are not cheap. You don't want to ruin them. This is by far my favorite mascara. If you, like me, have straight lashes that do not hold a curl or a lift, no matter whether you use a eyelash curler, a heated eyelash curler, whatever, this is going to be your girl. It's not that expensive, but it is phenomenal and it's worth every penny. Watch, you'll see, hopefully. I say hopefully because of all the eyeshadow I have on. I don't know how well you're gonna see it, but so we wanna wiggle, right? Because we wanna get all of the lash hairs and then go from root to tip. So we want to get way up in there, right? This is not a waterproof mascara, by the way, for those who may question how it keeps it up without it being waterproof. I don't know. I don't know what their magic is, but it really, really does. And of course, the more you build it up, the more you're gonna get it looking voluminous and long and lifted. And of course, I keep getting it on my eyelid, not by any fault of the mascara, but because I'm through. And because I'm trying to rush, because I have you guys on camera. I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm going to add a little more, but do you see the difference between that one and that one? I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna build this up and do this one. All right, and there's the finished look with the lashes. Hard to see, I suppose, with the darker look, but anyway. And before I go, the lipstick that I used is the Dior, oh my God, I don't know what this is called. It's new. It's the Rouge Dior On Stage, and this is in the shade 120. What is so special about this lipstick? You might be asking yourself, and yes, I am bouncing all over the place because I have stuff all over the floor and it's getting in my way. This, if you like a satin lipstick or something with a little shine, but find that you have to reapply all day, umpteen times, this is going to be your new best friend. It has like almost 5 stars all over. This is what it looks like. Oh! No, gosh. What did I do? Well, it is everywhere. Okay. Anyway, it is a very long wearing satin lipstick. It lasts like a matte, but it keeps the shine. It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's comfortable. And I am very disappointed with what I just did. I don't know if you saw that, but I broke the tip. Anyway, let's finish this off. We're going to use our meteorites. This is a finishing powder that has a little bit of color correcting in it, but it also has, it gives a nice matte, soft matte finish, but it also has a little bit of highlight. It's hard to explain. It sounds like not a good thing, but it really is. It leaves the skin looking so much more perfected without dulling the shine that you already have. And if you don't have it, well, it'll add a little bit to it. Right? And if you have a finishing spray or a setting spray that you like to use, then now would be the time to do that. I currently have Morphe Jumbo Continuous Prep and Set Mist Plus. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. I prefer the one size on till dawn, but I am out and waiting for some pay to come through so that I can purchase some more stuff that I don't need. Oh my God, if you guys saw how much makeup I have right here, and I have a pile on the floor that I'm giving away. Ugh. Anyway, so there you go. This was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, and I apologize if you made it this far. You're awesome, and drop a heart in the comments if you made it this far. And you know what? Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll set up a giveaway because I have so much makeup. Many of it has not even been opened. The majority that I would be giving away maybe has been used once or twice because I test makeup brands. So in order to be honest, I do have to try it. But again, I do have some new stuff. So yeah, drop in the comments, leave a heart, or say I made it, or whatever, so I know you made it this far. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. We're getting back on the YouTube train, and we are going to do better. This is not a good example of better, but we are going to do better. So, mwah, I love you. Have a great day. Happy hump day.